Well, that's an irrelevant point because they have already removed you out of what? Out of the population centers.
Okay.
So I mean, whether they kill you or put you in a work camp, don't make no difference no more. You out of circulation.
So you're irrelevant anyway.
Right.
It makes no difference.
That makes no difference now. So I mean, the point is, that was what's happening in a situation where you have. In fact, if you put Halliburton in there, Halliburton had received a $350 million contract to build concentration camps. They claimed it was for illegal aliens. But illegal aliens can go home. Once they find they can't get no job, most people go back home.
Wow. Well, Alderman's next. I got a question after that, but go ahead, Alderman.
Well, from what I understand, they have caskets in our Rex 84 camps that can hold 3 people at a time. They also have furnaces that can burn at a temperature of 5,000 degrees.
Oh yeah.
So that's for a purpose, and it might be everybody's not going to work. You're going to have some people that are going to be dissidents.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean those people we rounded up, but in this situation. But I mean, we're looking at one side of the equation, and there's another side that deals with a spiritual component. They're gonna have a lot of problems even with that.
What now as this transpires, I feel as though we're gonna be asked to be able to get provisions to eat, to get medical services. We're gonna be asked to insert a chip inside our finger, our head, or whatever. Like they inserted military people on the battlefield to say that they can identify them if they get wounded on the battlefield. Now, if they come up with something like that, what would you suggest to the people if they talked about inserting a little small chip? I talked to some people, they said, if I could not eat, I would take the chip.
Well, most people will. I mean, okay. I wouldn't doubt what most people. Most people don't. Let me say this: most people don't have enough knowledge to go around the corner and come back.
Yes,
and people feel insulted at that because you don't know what's going on, and you have no idea. Taking a chip like that, you may wind up losing your soul on top of it. Losing your soul because if it has anything to do with the people. Most people don't understand what the mark of the beast entails. Yes, that's a possibility. They got other things that they can possibly do. They more than likely, when something like this happens, this whole Rex thing, you collapse. What they try to do to unify the country, they probably start a war.
But
that'd probably be the big thing. They would start a world war, and that would cause people to do what? Drop what they had and say we got to defend the what? The homeland.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but what would you tell a person that says, they had a mindset, man, if I don't take that chip, what I'm not going to eat? I won't have access to any credit. I won't. What would you tell them if they're going through totally mental agony thinking about that right now? If
they don't have the wisdom, the knowledge, they will not be able to stand. It's just like anything. In other words, you got to be. In other words, let me say it this way: in order for a house, if a house caught on fire,
yes,
you would have to have insurance before the house, to be paid for it. You have to have insurance before the house caught on fire.
Yes.
I'm saying that they don't have the knowledge in them at the time of the chip, ain't no even talking with them because they can't stand.
Well,
they don't have the knowledge or the wisdom to stand up under that pressure.
There was an old man, Doc,
I understand
that I knew. He's deceased now, and I saw this name that he told me about over 20 years ago, and he said, "When you see this name, son, that is the one that will be the ruler of the earth." And when they had the meeting of the G8 and etc., I saw the name he told me about 20 years ago, a man who's not from any country or anything. And his name was Muhammad Ali Brankosi.
Mm-hmm.
He was there at that meeting with them, and people couldn't figure out what he was doing.
He's the leader of France, isn't he? Yes. But go ahead.
No, he's not the leader of France.
Okay.
He's right here in America.
Okay.
Now, what was he doing there?
I don't know. I didn't follow that. So again, I'm saying that.
But remember that name.
Okay. I'm saying whatever they got, whoever they put up, they want to call him anti-Messiah, anti-Christ, or whatever you want to say, whatever they say he is, there'll be forces that will be aligned against that. And I think that's their biggest problem is they got Russia, Asia, India, and the other people in the East that do not want to be subject to that type of servitude. That's the problem.
That's why China doesn't deal with their markets.
All right. So even though, see, the problem is the Europeans, through their arrogance and the Americans, they went over and gave China the technology to use their cheap labor to produce parts and materials and goods and services for America. But at the same time that they allowed these investors to come in and work for cheap labor, China was being industrialized at a much faster pace than we ever
Yes,
was.
sir.
So they took what it is like one of the problems that the Southern slave master had is when he educated his slaves to be carpenters and everything, because the white people down there, they had an aristocracy, so they wasn't gonna do no manual work. So all the bricklaying, the carpentry, the husbandry, all that stuff was done by blacks.
Okay.
The problem is once you educate somebody, you give them a skill and something, it's hard to do what?
Take it away.
Take it away or enslave them. People say, well, I want to be free. Yeah, I mean, you gave me all these gifts. That's the same thing with China. China said, well, you ain't gonna tell me a damn thing now. I mean, I got the same technology you got. I ain't riding no ass no more.
Yes, sir.
And I ain't pulling no ox and stuff. And I ain't not gonna walk around barefooted. These countries now have achieved the same type technology.
I'm